I've never really talked about this because growing up I learned pretty quickly that people stop listening once things get weird. So I learned to keep it to myself. I didn't grow up in one place. My mom moved us around a lot when I was a kid. Different apartments, different towns, sometimes different states. I got used to packing boxes and sleeping in unfamiliar rooms. New places never scared me. Until that house. I was 8 when we moved there. My mom said it was temporary, cheap rent, quiet area, somewhere we could reset. The house sat at the end of a narrow dirt road surrounded by trees that grew too close to the walls. The siding was old and warped, like it had soaked up too much rain over the years. Inside, everything smelled faintly like damp wood and dust, no matter how much we cleaned. The first thing I noticed was the silence. Not peaceful silence. Heavy silence. The kind that makes you feel like sound doesn't travel properly. My room was at the end of the hallway. I hated that. The hallway light didn't reach all the way down, and at night the far end was swallowed by shadow. I asked my mom if I could switch rooms with her. She laughed and said I was being dramatic. The first week, nothing happened. The second week, I started waking up in the middle of the night. No nightmares, no noise, just awake. I'd lie there staring at the ceiling, feeling like I wasn't alone anymore. Like something had stepped into the room and was standing just out of reach of my vision. I told myself it was anxiety, or a new place, or my imagination. Then I started hearing movement in the hallway. Not footsteps exactly, more like someone shifting their weight, slow, careful, like they were trying not to be heard. One night I worked up the courage to sit up and look. The hallway was empty, but the door at the other end, the door that led to the storage room, was open. We never opened that door. It didn't lock properly, and my mom always said it creeped her out. She kept a chair wedged under the handle. The chair was on its side. I didn't sleep after that. A few days later, my mom asked why I looked so tired. I told her I thought someone was walking around at night. She smiled in that tired parent way and said, "Houses make noise." After that, things escalated. Objects moved. Nothing dramatic, nothing obvious. Keys left on the counter would end up on the floor. Shoes I kicked off by the door would be lined up neatly in the morning. Once, I found my backpack sitting upright in the middle of my room, even though I knew I'd dropped it near the bed. I stopped touching things unless I had to. The worst part was the watching. I could feel it, especially in the evenings when the sun started to go down and the house seemed to darken too fast. I'd sit on the couch pretending to watch TV while my eyes stayed locked on the hallway entrance. Sometimes I thought I saw movement, not a person, not a shape, just the suggestion of something darker than the dark behind it. The night everything changed, my mom was working late. I was alone. I remember sitting on my bed doing homework when I heard the storage room door open. Slowly. The sound of old hinges pulling apart. I froze. I didn't call out. I didn't move. I listened. There was a pause. Then the sound of something stepping into the hallway. One step, then another. It stopped right outside my door. I stared at the crack beneath it. The light from the hallway disappeared. Something was blocking it. I don't remember deciding to scream. It just happened. I screamed until my throat burned. When my mom got home, she found me curled up against the wall, crying and shaking. The hallway was empty. The storage room door was closed. The chair was back under the handle. She didn't yell at me. She didn't laugh either.
That night, she slept in my room. A week later, she saw it. She never described it in detail. She just said she woke up and felt someone standing at the foot of the bed. She said the room felt wrong, like the air had thickened. We moved out 2 days later. No packing, no notice, just gone. I'm an adult now. I don't live anywhere near that place. But sometimes, when I visit my mom, I notice things. A door left open that she swears she closed. A shadow in the hallway that doesn't match the light. That same heavy silence. And every time, I remember something she said years later, when she finally admitted she believed me. She said, "Some places don't want to be lived in." And I still wonder if we left it behind, or if it learned how to follow.